that shit is like food that's way too salty.
I wouldn't even say white. He just old and rich. You know what I'm saying? Because like he fucks with everybody. You'll see. We go to Miami, you'll see. He fucks with everybody.
He fuck with everybody who got. No, he do, but I think he really fuck with people who got the bread.
Well,
like,
you have to.
That's where he comes from.
I tell my kids this. I tell them like poor people keep you poor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got friends and your friends don't got money that working towards getting that, you gonna end up being poor just like that.
And I'll tell you, I was like, classism is way bigger than racism. The problem is black people are associated with the low class automatically. So,
but do you know why though? Because people always say, oh, that's for Republicans, that's for rich people shit. That ain't for poor people. So people automatically start associating themselves with being poor. And you subconsciously start to, you know, you speak that into your life, so you subconsciously start to live that. Well, I'm poor, so it's cool.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Then you become this mediocre person where then Jordan's become important to you. You know, Dolce and Gabbana becomes important to you. Fendi is important to you. You know, where you got somebody got money, the only thing I care about is my suits tailored, and my suits gotta be named right.
If one more motherfucker about a brand new Mustang and live in an apartment, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Like, bro, you don't own nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're spending your money on flexing. That's not, no, bro. You flex afters.
Not even, I mean, once you get money, that stuff don't matter no more.
If you gonna flex, some people just want to flex. I'm not gonna stop you from whatever drives you to becoming successful, I'm gonna let it drive you. But come on, man. You live in a one-bedroom apartment with 2 kids.
I got a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, but you. We not. Come on now. We know what you're doing.
My kids like it too.
And you also ain't driving a, you know what I'm saying, or what's the name? You know what I'm saying?
I got my same pickup truck from 2013, and I got a donut on there too because I hadn't put the rims on or got the tire change.
I think you keep that donut on there for like, I don't know, for like.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what happened.
No, bro, because any day you can go get that off of there, bro. And I feel like he keeps this on there because he want to keep himself feeling humble. That's what it is.
Nah, I don't speak humble. I don't speak humbleness into my life. I haven't had the time to go replace the donut, to be honest with you. When I cracked the rim when I was in Vegas, and I was like, I'm gonna go change it out. I got the rim sitting at my house, but I just haven't had the opportunity to go change it. You know what I'm
can go get it done if you want to.
Yes, this is true. But it's not important right now.
I know. And you kind of like how I feel, bro. I know you do.
I really don't like the donut. Like the paint is peeled off my car. I still got electrical work I gotta do, but I do it myself though. I work on my own truck. I took the engine apart twice already and rebuilt the engine and put it back together.
There's a strategy in appearing human. And it works to your
What's up, Mike? I didn't even know you were there. He listens to the whole conversation.
I have you for a while.
But yeah.
But no, I'm telling you, bro, you probably like that feeling, bro.
No, I really just don't care, to be honest with you. Not that I like it because I don't. I honestly do not care.
I used to sleep on the couch because I didn't like the feeling of being comfortable.
Really?
I swear to God, for the longest time.
I got this.
I wouldn't get on the bed because I don't want to feel like I'm sleeping in. I want to make sure I'm up. It was just like a weird, like, physical representation of what I wanted my mind to understand.
Yeah.
So it was probably over the top, but I did that shit. My girl was tripping.
Bro, I slept in twice. I slept in twice. The whole campaign. Motherfuckers started going crazy. Oh, you waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning now, huh? Oh, is that what we doing? I'm like, first off, I went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And normally I go to bed at 12 and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So why is this problem that I'm sleeping at 9 o'clock?
I'm doing that anyway with my 5-month-year-old. She waking up 2-3 times a night.
As she should.
I just slept through the night at 5 months.
She just trying to keep you ahead of the game.
I've not
There's
slept
no
through the
such
night.
thing as sleep with kids.
I did not have a full night of sleep. I'm like, this is kind of brutal, but can't do it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. Last night she woke up at 3:30 and then woke up again at 6:30. So, it's brutal.
So we're starting late today, huh?
You said what?
Starting late today.
What,
It's
today?
usually like 6:04.
It's 6:06.
Yeah, we'll start at the same time.
Should be right now.
Okay.
Because of advertising.
Here we go. That's your name too.
There we go. Can you put it on the TV?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Not that I'm like looking at myself.
It's true.
It's true. I mean, put the best music on all of my shows. My music sounds good. You want to listen to the music? You want to get somebody's top fire? You gotta put the headphones on if you want to listen to it. But then you're gonna be a guest though.
Why not tell me this? I can't
Because
just
you're gonna be
listen.
on camera.
I just want to listen. Why can't I play?
Welcome everybody. Another episode Real Talk Radio. Your host, Congressional Candidate, California 43rd District, Joe Collins. We've had a pretty interesting weekend. The weekend was interesting too. We gave away a lot of food and everything, as we should. The thing that was interesting about the weekend was that normally we feed a certain amount of people. We gave away over 90,000 tons of food already. And we knew it was like this. Right? And now even more people are coming. I'm gonna tell you the interesting part about the food drive, right? Because we do it in like 5 or 6 different locations. The interesting part is I never know what type of meat that we're gonna get. And we give it away. It's not like you don't have to pay for it. You come, you give it away. It's gonna cost you something. Your name, your email address, your phone number. That way we can keep you up to date with the campaign. We can keep you up to date with the food drives. And I can also text you whenever I need to tell you stuff. To me, it may not be important. So today we had quail. Out of all the meats that you can have, we had quail. So now Joe Collins and Congress campaign is giving away gourmet meat, which is absolutely surprising to me. But whatever people enjoy, we had quail, we had pork, and we had an assortment of fruits and vegetables up here for me too. Crazy part about it, these are probably the biggest carrots I've ever seen in my life. Right? And I've seen some pretty big carrots, but we did the blackout black market in Inglewood with my guy Isaiah Coleman, and we brought some fruits and vegetables there as well. And the carrots there were humongous too. When I ate it, I felt like Bugs Bunny. I really wanted to say, "What's up, Doc?" But I didn't do it. Because I was in front of a lot of people. And but I ate one of the carrots. The carrots were pretty good. It was tasty. It was a little sweet too. And it was juicy for a carrot. I thought that was pretty interesting. Another crazy part about this follow-up week is American Airlines. American Airlines having a lot of problems right now, and they're about to have another problem with Joe Collins because they threatened to kick me off the airplane if I didn't pull my face mask above my nose. Now, I made it a point to let the flight attendant and the gate captain know that, I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I'm disabled, not that it's any of their business. Now, PTSD, I don't want to put that mask over my nose because, one, it was 117 degrees in Arizona. This is when we flew from Arizona to LA. It was 117 degrees. It was entirely too hot to be wearing a mask anyway. And they said, if we don't put this mask over your face, we're going to put you off the plane. I said, no, you're not. You're not going to put me off anything. And they said, so you're going to put your mask over your face? And I said, no, my mask is not over my face. I'm not putting it over my nose. I'm a veteran. I'm disabled. I have PTSD. I don't want to feel like I'm back in Iraq with that hot mask over my nose. It's not going to happen. Well, there is no alternatives. I said, oh, there absolutely is an alternative. Oh, we're going to see about that. And so he makes all these phone calls and stuff. And this flight attendant, his name is Tim. Tim from American Airlines flight attendant. Making this big old fuss about me not having my mask over my nose. The crazy part about I'm in first class. There is no one around me. So tonight we're going to be talking about veterans and the way that veterans are disproportionately affected by issues in America. Do we put this back on 4K? Because I know we got to change it every time.
It should be.
It looks good though. That's not 4K though.
Nah, it's gonna be hard to stream though automatically.
You can't stream 4K.
You can record 4K, but streaming a lot of times it's not hard in 8P. I mean 1080p. I mean 1080p. 1080p. You stream, but you can record in 4K. Now,
Is that us or is that him?
it could be a combination of both.
It's probably the upstream.
It could be.
It's the bit rate on the
That's going
upload.
over there, right? That's
Yeah.
that's coming out. So So it could be a little
Although
bit
you
both.
have a lot of bandwidth in here.
But also, to do TV, you kind of need a TV camera. You know what I'm saying? That's like the one I sent you. That's the
Yeah,
one they using over there.
We gotta order that one.
And you hook it up to that device, that blue device that we had. Yeah.
A friend of mine from the military actually made this beat. It's really good. She made all of these, her and her husband. So I really appreciate them for doing that for us. But yeah, I mean, back to this whole American Airlines issue. I mean, like if I'm telling you I'm a U.S. Navy veteran and I have these issues, like Jesus Christ, relax. The CDC has alternatives for people who have medical conditions, and I think that one of the biggest issues when we talk about these airlines, especially American Airlines, with the issues they've been having, is that they only want to follow part of the CDC guidelines. They don't want to follow provisions for people who, wearing a mask is, unconscionable. And so that's a huge problem. So we'll go ahead and file a lawsuit against American Airlines for threatening putting off the aircraft, as well as all the pain and suffering from having that mask. I mean, I tried. I was like panting the whole flight. You know what I'm saying? It was really hot in the mask, and I couldn't breathe. I started sweating really bad, and everything got really hot. The air conditioner on the flight didn't even work. And to add insult to injury, if we're in first class, they're not even serving beverages, no water, no snacks, no alcohol, no nothing. So we're suffering the whole entire flight. And the guy even lied, and he said, "Hey, well, the pilot said you have to put your mask on your face." I'm like, "Oh, really? Where's the pilot at?" "Oh, he's in the front. He's a veteran too." I said, "Okay, really? So have him come out here and talk to him." "Oh, well, he's about to take off, but if you don't put your mask over your face, then we're going to deplane the plane, and we're going to put you up." I'm like, "All right, perfect. We'll deplane the entire plane. I want to see that happens." It didn't happen. They weren't going to deplane the plane. My campaign manager, he said, "Hey man, just do what you can. You got to get back to LA. You got work to do." And see, working is my guilty pleasure. He knew I like working, so I had to do what I had to do. I suffered. I squirmed in the chair the whole time. Pulled the mask off my face to breathe and put it back on. It was rough. Which brings me to my point. Veterans in America suffer so much when we go to war. And I think, like, even serving this country, the crazy part about it is only in America can you be a veteran. In the U.S. military, you fight for people to maintain their rights. You fight for people to have the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to do whatever it is that you want under the United States Constitution. Come back to America and get treated like crap by every single civilian who has never even served in the military. That is it's amazing to me. I didn't think that it was possible, but it's absolutely amazing. You call Marines, you guys are baby killers. Well, how would you know if they kill babies? You never served this country. You're not brave enough to serve this country. I think if you haven't served in the United States military, you shouldn't have anything to say to anybody who has served in the armed forces, because the fact of the matter is you weren't brave enough to serve, period. So I want to talk about a few of the issues that veterans face when they go to war and come back, right? So whatever medical injuries that you have, you're obviously going to be faced with that. I think PTSD is one of the biggest things that veterans face. And you can tell by the amount of homeless people that are on the streets right now. A lot of them are veterans, and we should know what veterans benefits are given to us when we serve in the military, but the fact of the matter is we don't. And I think one thing that a lot of civilians have to understand is that you serve in the military, you go in at 18 years old and you dedicate your entire life to the military. Being a civilian is uncommon to you. That's something that you absolutely know nothing about, right? I went in the military when I was 18. I got out when I was 32. How can I, flip a switch and all of a sudden become a civilian again when I've never been a civilian before? So all these feelings and all these emotions that, the average civilian feels on a regular basis, first of all, I think it's absolutely retarded. Everybody has this victim mentality to where they want to feel like everything that's bad it's them. Oh, well, this happened and I feel like that, so this is me. That I want to be a part of this movement. I want to be a part of the Me Too movement because, you know, women's rights are important. I'm a woman and I don't feel like I have my rights. Mind you, had it never been created, you would have never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Black Lives Matter. So we need to be a part of Black Lives Matter because I'm black. Well, no, duh. Of course, Black Lives Matter. Black lives doesn't matter. Black lives matter just as much as everybody else matters. And if Black life doesn't matter, nobody else matters. Oh my God, LGBTQ lives matter. Well, of course, but that's a personal problem. That's something that you got to figure out between yourself. One thing I never understood about LGBTQ, the alphabet community, is that those are personal lifestyle choices, right? And you know, unfortunately, God gives everybody the ability to make their own choices. So, if that is your personal lifestyle choice, why is the rest of the United States entitled to accept your personal lifestyle choice because you want to fit in? You want to force us to allow you to fit in. And it's like, buddy, sis, you can go ahead and fit in without forcing everybody else to think the same way as you. I don't want to subscribe to LGBTQ, whatever community. I don't want my children to subscribe to that either. I feel like if my kids want to subscribe to that, wait till you're 18 years old and you're paying your own bills. But as long as daddy's paying your bills, you're going to be what God created you as. I don't think that you can force someone to accept who you are when you can't even accept who you are. Take a minute to think about that. Comment on my social media, my YouTube page, College of Congress. And I'm going to read your comment. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to respond. I'm definitely going to read it. But PTSD is one of the biggest issues that veterans face. I think one of the things that's sad about the veterans community is that a lot of people always talk about how great veterans are. They want to applaud your work whenever you die. You know, they don't want to applaud you when you come back because there are tons of senior citizens who fought in Vietnam War. I think we still have a few from World War II left. The Iraqi War, that's the war that I was a part of, Operation Iraqi Freedom. And these people still hadn't got their benefits. Now, last time I checked, these people should get their benefits protected by Congress. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, like I said, send a comment in or whatever and let me know what you think. But if I'm a congressional candidate, or if I'm a congressional representative and I have veterans who are coming to my office like I did with Maxine Waters, I did that, right? This is my own personal beef against her. She leaves veterans hanging like it's nobody's business because, of course, she doesn't care about anybody except for herself and her family. She definitely doesn't care about our community, and I'll be willing to debate that with anybody if you want to put your money where your mouth is. But someone who fought for this country, they should be your first priority, at least one of your first priorities, right? And a lot of veterans are not being taken care of. So President Trump signed into law in 2018 when he actually replaced the bill that we have where veterans can use different resources with something that's a little better. And we got a couple of seconds and we're going to go to break. And when we get back from break, I want to talk about this because I think that's important. And, you know, when you see a veteran and you see a veteran struggle, I think it's important to let him know that they have an option to take their benefits to outside healthcare facilities to get the treatment and get the care that they need. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to talk about veterans choice.
How do you choose your topics?
Hmm?
How do you choose your topics?
I choose my topics based on what happens to me throughout the week.
How long is the show?
You got another 30 minutes.
So it's a 30-minute show or it's an hour?
It's an hour.
It's like the advertisements and all that stuff. Gosh. It's making more sense.
Make money with advertising.
Advertise, advertise,
My
advertise.
son is saying that every single day, at least once.
Oh, he's gonna be the
At
goat.
least
He's
once.
gonna be the goat. Advertising is important.
Every day.
Advertising is important, man.
You got the best product, you don't want to know about it. No matter.
Exactly. That's what I understand all the time.
I think when people are afraid to advertise because it doesn't, you can't like tell how much money that's making. You can't like, you
Yes,
know what I
you
mean?
can.
You can't pencil it in, can you?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you absolutely can. I do it with a campaign all the time. Advertising should be based on numbers. Advertising should never be like you just throw money at that shit. If you throw money at stuff, you never be able to count how much you make on your rate of return on advertising. You know what I'm saying? Like when you advertising right now gives you the ability to pinpoint where it is that you want to put your money. You know
So
what
like,
I'm saying?
so like, let me ask you like those billboards.
Mhm.
I look into putting it like one at a time. You try to put a billboard.
Yeah.
But even then, I was like, okay, how am I going to see? How am I going to tell what that is going to be on return? You know what I'm saying?
See, because it just depends on how you use it. Right, we'll put billboards up for awareness, right, for the community, of course. But I use the billboards and I advertise to everybody, hey, I got 35 billboards, I donate money because we need to pay for the billboards.
Okay. Okay. I see.
So it just depends.
Okay. Here you go.
So, back to the veterans and back to this veteran choice. President Trump signed an executive order allowing all veterans to get 100% medical bills paid at hospitals other than VA hospitals. That right there was clutch. The president has continued the Veteran Choice Program, a program that started in 2014. And the reason why they started the program was because there was a lot of issues at the VA hospitals, right? You have VA hospitals that were losing records. You have VA hospitals that were not properly staffed and manned. You have VA hospitals that weren't giving proper treatment to veterans. Mind you, these are the heroes that actually put their lives on the line, voluntarily put their lives on the line to fight for the American values, right? And this is the only thing that we have to offer veterans is, piss poor health care, which in my opinion is ridiculous. It's absolutely disturbing. So, thank you, President, for doing that, because I actually use that to get my benefits. I think a lot of people understand, like, depending on the branch of the military, you have anywhere from 8 to 28 weeks to get acclimated to military life. When you spend years and years and years in the military, you get out the military and they give you 1 week to learn how to be a civilian. That's not enough time. And so things that civilians, deal with on a regular basis are things that are not common in the military, because we are taught to practice and we're taught to fight on through struggles, through adversities. And so, we get out of the military and we see people are complaining about things, and we're like, dude, never complain about that in the military. And it's not because we're guaranteed a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th of every single month, because I don't think if you remember when the shutdown was going to happen with Obama, the people in the military were not going to get paid. And that was going to be a problem, right? We were fighting overseas. It was already bad enough that we weren't getting ammunition to fight the wars. We weren't getting supplies. We weren't getting materials to rebuild our aircraft, to rebuild our ships and what have you, to continue to fight the war. But these Democrats expected us to do the most with the bare minimum. Now, Obama put us in more wars and have more airstrikes and everything than any other president in the United States. So you would think if you're going to be a warmonger like that, then the least you can do is fully fund our military. That's the least you can do, because how you gonna put our sailors, our soldiers, our airmen into war with no weapons? That's like bringing click clappers to a gunfight. It's just not gonna work. You can make all the noise you want to, but it's not gonna work. You know. And those are things that we have to face. But you know, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't care about that, because you get out the military, you come back and try to find every single reason to nitpick at you. So the veteran choice doesn't necessarily agree that everything is free, but it does give you a lot of benefits when it comes to using outside hospitals with your with VA vouchers or government vouchers to get that stuff paid for. And I think that was really good, especially when you talk about the out-of-pocket expenses. When you get out of the military, a lot of guys, they don't have a lot of money because they don't teach us proper planning for retirement, proper wealth planning. I mean, they have a few tools, but it's not the best tool in the whole world. Especially when you talk about taxes for retirement. Now, taxes for retirement doesn't only kill civilians, but it also kills people who serve in our military, because you have you have these rules where you gotta take your money out. You gotta take it out right when you turn 69. If you wait till you turn 70, you get taxed, you get penalized, you got state tax, then you turn around and you get federal tax, and then you have to pay tax on the money that you get every single year from your retirement. If you retire too early, it's a problem. If you retire too late, it's a problem. If you take your money and roll it over to something else, it's also a problem. So financial literacy in the military is something that we are absolutely lacking on right now. I think that's one of the things I'm gonna fix whenever I get into Congress. I became a broker when I was in the military, so I learned a lot of skills and tools to be able to put money away and tax advantage strategies. And I think that's something that I want to be able to bring to the military, because I mean, you talk about military, they fight for the American people all day. Compare and contrast that to athletes who play sports, and they doesn't contribute too much to the well-being, safety, or political aspect of America. They play sports, and you have overpaid athletes who get to say whatever it is that they want to, regardless of if they support China or not. But that's neither here nor there. I think that financial literacy, giving more tools to our veterans to be able to allow them the ability to save more money, build financial wealth, build financial freedom for when they get out of the military, is that's going to be one of my top things because we're going to get. So that's absolutely important to me. So, in a few minutes, in a couple of seconds, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to get into more issues with the veterans, and we're going to talk about how I saw this whole American Airlines issue, because that's absolutely something that everybody's waiting on. So, we'll take a break. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we don't want to hear the resolution of that.
Which one?
The American Airlines.
They got they don't need no more heat either.
Who?
They got American Airlines. They always
Yeah.
get heat. No, I said American Airlines.
American Airlines is so full of shit. And it's not even the airlines, it's the people that work at the airlines. You know what I'm saying?
The Karens.
Huh?
The Karens.
Yeah, Karen.
Timmy is not a Karen. I mean,
Timmy?
he's not a Timmy, he's a Karen.
Tim is a male Karen.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I said don't cat that shit. Alright, y'all was on the plane. Type it. And you know what? I was so pissed off, I didn't want to buy Wi-Fi. I'm not fucking American Airlines. I'm not spending money. Would you like to upgrade to rewards? Fuck no. Never fly American Airlines again. Delta. Delta never gives me problems. Never, ever. And they bring me free alcohol all the time. I'll be on Delta. American Airlines, they don't have no plugs. It's already bad enough that you're on a turkey flight. They don't have plugs to charge your phone. Huh?
They got plugs on there.
I haven't been on
Not
American
every
Airlines.
plane,
See what I'm saying?
but they do have it though.
Every Delta plane, they got a plug. And they got TVs. You can watch TV and just chill, lay back.
I flew American, they had TV and everything.
Really?
Hell
They must
yeah.
be on. Where you going? Texas?
I went to Milwaukee.
See, that's the money that's flight.
Where was you coming from?
I was going to Arizona.
Oh yeah, but they ain't.
And then I
an hour and a half flight.
Yeah. And then I went to Sacramento. Same shit.
Yeah, they not gonna get. They like they put you on that baby plane.
On Delta little planes, they got TVs and plugs.
So that might be good.
And they still give you snacks.
Alaska is a nice airline too. I enjoy that. And United, I like United. United is nice too.
United. I don't know.
That was
I
like
don't-
I seen first class with like pods. I
Huh?
was like, yeah. I
United?
flew United one time. I flew first class, bro.
How
They
did
didn't
you go?
expect me. I went to New York.
Oh,
So that's why I felt like I'm not about to fly to New York. I'm going first class.
I don't fly United because United always crashed in the building and shit. 9/11 fucked me up. Oh, yeah. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm cool with United.
I was in a home. I was laying down and shit. Like, it was crazy. I'm like, this is great. I feel like I had a little room. You know what I'm saying? A little apartment. So that was one of the best flight experiences I ever had.
This guy's really now flow Delta.
No, well, I probably had. I don't think I flew first class. So
What's God knows? I'm ready for the class every time. Hello? What's up, girl? How you doing? I'm at the studio on the radio. Down the street. You okay? The show is over at 7. Over there.
What's that?
What you want to eat?
Manslaughter.
Oh, okay, so what you want to eat, ma? Some fish? Okay, I got you.
You too.
Okay, cool, I got you. I'm gonna order and have it bring it to you. Alright, bye. I don't want to spoil it. How long you been there? Because I'm hungry. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Where'd you go get that fish from today?
Fish,
Huh?
fish from
Fish from.
Where's that at?
Manchester and West End, right down the street.
Is it worth the hype?
It's good. It's good.
Is it better than like any other fish fry? So like, it's a lot of
No.
fish fry. It's fire.
Oh, no.
It's just.
Have you ever had Charlie's on Pico?
I have
Pico
the fish
what?
spot.
It's like-
Here we go.
It's on Pico. It's off of bread. The fish is fire.
Alright, so I know a lot of people want to know how we resolve this American Airlines dispute with the middle version of Karen. But first, I'm gonna just let you know, I'm not even a big fan of flying on American Airlines. I think the thing that turned me off about American Airlines is that, for one, for as many rules that they have, you know what I'm saying, unnecessary rules that they don't have plugs to charge your phones or your computers. They don't have TVs. The seats don't let back that far. And they don't have the adjustable headrest to where, you know, if you don't want your head to move a certain way, you can adjust the headrest to move your head. They don't have any of that stuff. I think American Airlines need to choose their struggle. Either you're gonna have all these rules and make the flight comfortable, or you need to just stop. Period. Because right now American Airlines is competing with Spirit Airlines for the worst airlines in the entire world. Spirit got cheap airlines, and you don't get in. I think Spirit is like the Greyhound of the air industry, right? There's terrible service all around, and American Airlines is flirting with that too. It's crazy. My buddy was like, "Hey man, you know American Airlines is like one of the biggest airlines in the world." I'm like, "How? You can't even charge your phone." So if I was flying from LA to Texas, I couldn't charge my phone if I was playing games on my phone because they don't have TVs. Then I'll be screwed. On top of that, they don't even give you food. They didn't give us. We flew from Phoenix to LA, short flight. We didn't get any water. We didn't get any cookies. We didn't get any chips. They normally give us what's those cookies called? You know,
The Scotties?
yeah, the Biscoffs.
Yeah,
Biscoff
yeah,
cookies.
yeah.
We didn't have no Biscoff cookies. We didn't have no Cheez-Its, no water. They didn't even sell us alcohol. You know, and it's like, Jesus Christ. If you're gonna be a terrible flight, at least serve alcohol so we can forget about it. It's 117 degrees. The air conditioning was not working, and we can't even get water. So we on the plane. Not only do I have PTSD and I'm panting because I can't breathe, but I'm also dying of thirst. And it's like, who gets on a flight and doesn't serve water? See, that's why I like Delta, right? I like Delta, and then American Airlines. Keep American Airlines. That's a good one. United, you know, not so much. I'm not a fan. I think 9/11 turned me out to United. You know, United flights such and such hit a building. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So United Airlines is out, and the whole sky flying reckless. You know, all this sky is gonna hit a building. Okay, you know, and that makes sense to me. All that sky. Building is so close to the ground, you run into a whole building, kill a lot of people. It's terrible. But yeah, American Airlines. I mean, I just think, you know what? If the CEO of American Airlines listens to this, please choose your struggle. Okay, you can't be a terrible airline and not be able to expect people to put their mask on their nose. It's too hot for that, especially when you're coming from places like Arizona, 117 degrees, and the air conditioning on the plane doesn't work. Please do something about that. You know, it is ridiculous. But when you're dealing with veterans, man, you gotta have a lot of patience because a lot of veterans ain't having it. I mean, like, what if I was one of those veterans who had PTSD to where, you know, anything could have just flipped you off and then you just start attacking people in the airport? Then what would happen? You know, and I don't think they thought about that. And you know, the CEO, if you are listening, please can you scroll down the CDC guidelines and look at the provisions for people who can't wear masks? You know, what if I was autistic? And what if I was hard of hearing? I couldn't hear. You know, or what if I had some other type of mental or physical disability to where wearing a mask was not plausible. The only excuse, well, we're gonna follow the first paragraph, and if you don't follow the first paragraph, which is the title, by the way, then we're gonna put you off the plane. There is no other alternative because we follow CDC guidelines. And I'm like, well, technically you don't follow CDC guidelines because if I pull the guidelines up right now, it would tell you provisions to use in case, you know, wearing a mask is not plausible. And I think somewhere in those guidelines, if you scroll down to the provisions page, it'll tell you something along the lines, if a person has some type of mental or medical disability or issue to where wearing a mask is not feasible, then accommodate that person. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Matter of fact, I'll see you in court and my attorney will correct you and then you guys can argue that out. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, man, you guys gotta do better. You know, and I don't like American Airlines. So the way we were able to solve this problem was, and it was crazy because we got off the plane, right? And then I asked the senior flight attendant, hey, I need to talk to the pilot. We're gonna have to wait till he comes out. He's not coming out right now. Fine, I'll wait. He wasn't expecting that. See, in the military, they teach you to wait. We wait for everything. We hurry up and wait. So waiting is not a problem for me. I mean, I was staying on the phone with a telemarketer having me wait and hold the speed to a manager for like 13 hours. It doesn't matter to me because I waited anyway. I waited when I got in the military. I waited to get out. You know, waited all day while I was in the military. So waiting is easy. I'm like the king of waiting. You know, I'm like the Liam Nielsen of waiting. It doesn't matter as long as I get to where I gotta go. So everybody deboards the plane whenever we get to LA, and I asked the guy, who was the pilot? His name was John. And I know what you're thinking. These are fake names, Tim and John. How could your name be Tim and John? Trust me, it's real. So I asked John, I said, hey, I just wanted to know, did you say that you were gonna kick me off the plane if I didn't pull a mask over my nose? Because Tim said that the pilot said that if I didn't pull a mask over my nose, you're gonna kick me off the plane. John said, no, I didn't say that. The gate agent said that. And I was like, really? The gate agent said that? Because the gate agent didn't say anything to me when I walked on the plane? Oh, well, you know, they would have did it anyway. I said, no, but Tim said that you said you were going to kick me off. After Tim said he was going to kick me off for not pulling the mask over my nose. So I'm just trying to figure out which one of you guys said that, because I think that's a problem. You know, I don't like being threatened. You know what I'm saying? And as a person who served 13.5 years in the military, and I have PTSD, and I have my record right here on my phone showing you that this is an issue for me, and you're still threatening to kick me off the plane, that's a huge problem. Well, we follow CDC guidelines, really, John, because the CDC guidelines has provisions for people who cannot put the mask over their nose, and I'll fall under those provisions. So how can you, with impunity, tell me that you're going to kick me off the plane? Did you say that, John? Oh, I didn't say that. Tim said it. Tim, who said they're going to kick me off the plane? Well, those are our rules, and the rules, that's not what I'm asking. You know, and I felt like Samuel Jackson on, what was that show? Samuel Jackson on Pulp Fiction. You know, did I stutter? Say it again. We're about to take a break. When we come back, we might talk about something else. So we might harp on these same issues with veterans. Veterans is important. We're going to stay on veterans. We're about to take a break. Stick with us. We're going to keep talking about our veterans, our heroes. I just remembered on Pulp Fiction, he said the F word.
Hey, bro, I think you slipped and said nigga earlier, too. I think you said
No, I didn't say that.
No, you did, bro. You was talking, you was like, the niggas, like, I was like,
No, I didn't say
no,
that.
bro, I swear to God, I heard, I was like, oh, he in his bag right now, he mean this.
He would have said something if I'd have said it.
Nah, he probably, bro, he didn't recognize it. Tell me, you said it so, you didn't really say it full out. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe
Did I say nigga?
I can't remember.
It was
I didn't hear
early.
it.
It was like early in the show.
I didn't hear it.
I mean, no, I'm listening. But I'm like, I was thinking, I was like, bro, you dropped it. But she was just like,
The FCC is going to send you a nice
nah,
letter.
they're not gonna catch it.
I would send the letter right back.
But they're not gonna catch it.
As long as I don't say fag, I think we'll be good.
Nah, they're not gonna catch
Well,
it.
Dave, you're not a fag. I'm not a nigga either.
I'm like, man, look, you niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was something like that. And I was like, okay, I see where he at. It was so quick, bro.
I did not say that.
I'm telling you, bro. But I'm telling you.
I said Tim.
No, this was like 3 seconds ago.
3 seconds?
Yeah, it was like 3 seconds ago.
You getting on here or what?
Saying what? Am I talking about veterans? Veterans?
You want to get on, Keith?
You want me to get on?
Yeah.
I got a mic right here.
Yeah, let's get on. You want this mic right here?
What are you talking about on the show?
We're about to start talking shit about airline companies.
I flew with American and United. Those
I
were
fly whoever got the lowest prices outside of Spirit.
Spirit was the worst
I
flight
fly
I've ever
whoever got
had.
the lowest prices outside of Spirit. I can't do Spirit.
Southwest is okay. I like Southwest.
Spirit, I have back problem for a long time.
If you're a veteran in the Los Angeles area, just know that I need that vote. Okay? I need you to vote for me because one, nobody's caring about you. Right? Nobody cares about your benefits. Nobody cares about you getting what you deserve. And I know we have a lot of veterans out there that fought in these wars that are not even getting anything that they deserve. And you know what? We're going to be unveiling our plan maybe in a few weeks on how we plan to take care of veterans in our city. We have a really great project. We're going to be doing a groundbreaking pretty soon. I'm really excited about that. So shout out to our person over in Chicago that's helping us with this. I'm not going to say her name. You'll see her at the groundbreaking. I want everybody to be able to come out to our groundbreaking. Shout out to all the VFWs that are doing everything that you can to take care of our veterans. We need our safe space as well. You know what I'm saying? The VFWs is definitely that. I know you guys will talk politics at VFWs, but just know that Joe Carlin Congress loves you. You know what I'm saying? And we want to do what we can to make veteran lives better because veteran lives matter also. So we got Black Lives Matter, Latino Lives Matter, LGBTQ Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, Veteran Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter. If you're Indian American, Indian Lives Matter, Native American Lives Matter, everybody lives matter. Everybody want to be important, so I hope I covered it all. And if I didn't say your life matter, just know from the bottom of my heart, in my opinion, your life matter regardless of, if you feel so or not. If you're out there and maybe committing suicide, listen to Joe Collins. Stop right now and record this. Your life matters more than anybody's, okay? Don't do it. So if you guys have anybody that are facing those issues, because it's very prevalent in our community, especially with our youth, just let them know that their lives matter. If they don't believe you, just send them to my office. We're right here, 10501 Southwestern Ave. I'm mostly here all day, unless I'm not here, but then somebody is here. But I'll be more than willing to tell you that your life matters.
Hey.
Now let's get back to these airlines because some of these airline provisions are absolutely ridiculous. And I got my man Keith here from the Good News Radio. He's right here standing by.
I'm here.
Yeah, and he's gonna be. So I want to know. This is what I want to know. What is your favorite airline?
My favorite airline. My favorite airline. I think I told you it was United, right? Oh, you can't hear me.
I can't hear you.
My bad. No, I got the mix on. Just keep going. I'll jump in.
Alright, so he said his favorite airline is United.
I don't even know.
Okay, then. Okay, so he said,
United. I like United.
why?
I flew first class on United one time, and it was just an incredible experience. And I flew from LA to New York, which is pretty much the longest flight in America. So it was just a good experience. The first class is the first time I've ever been in like a pod. It wasn't just like a big seat. It was like I had my own area. And I was treated well. I was able to lay down completely. They gave me a blanket with a toothbrush. I mean, I've never seen
That's
that.
because you were in first class. The longest flight in the world is from Los Angeles to the Florida Keys. Los Angeles, New York is the second.
Okay.
But they treat you good in first class unless you're an American airline and they treat you like you ain't nothing.
That could be true, but I've walked through plenty of first class. On many planes, I've never seen a first class like that anyway. So that's why, I can't say that's my favorite airline, but that was the best flight I've been on. And best experience was with definitely with United Airlines.
So when we go to Miami, we're gonna be flying Delta. Yeah, that's all I'm flying is Delta. I'm not flying. It may be Alaska, depending on where we're going. If we're going to Alaska, we're gonna fly with Alaska, right? But other than that, we're going Delta. So I want to make the comparison between Spirit Airline and American Airline because, in my opinion, those are the two worst airlines that I've ever been on in my entire life right now. So what do you think about Spirit Airlines?
Spirit Airline gave me a year and a half of back problems, not gonna lie. But I should have known what I was getting myself into. Everyone knows you don't fly past Vegas from LA with Spirit. But you know, I never flew Virgin. I hear great things about Virgin. Never flew Virgin Airlines. I've always heard great things. So I would like to know what that experience is. If you ever get the opportunity to just say, hey, I'm gonna fly Virgin Airlines, let me know what that's like so that way we can share with everybody.
That's short for Virgin Airlines, right?
Virgin Airlines.
Virgin Islands.
No.
Like Virgin Mary?
Virgin Airlines.
Yes. So
Yeah,
is
Virgin,
that,
from Virgin Mobile, from, you know.
okay, so I'm trying to see where they get their name from. Is it the Virgin Islands or is it the Virgin Mary?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. But I know he had the Virgin brand for forever, so.
Yeah, Richard Branson.
Yeah. But yeah, I heard his planes were amazing.
Yeah. So you know what? Let me ask you a question. So if you had a place to go, like your destination, right? Your destination spot, where would it be?
Destination spot? You know, I kind of, in America or just?
Period. It don't matter. Wherever.
I've never been to Amsterdam, and I
Amsterdam.
want to go for the experience for whatever reason. But I've never been there, and I want to see what it's all about.
That's good. You can't go to Amsterdam right now because COVID-19. They're gonna keep you in quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah, I'm not
So
going.
unless you got like 14 days worth of money and vacation time, I would not necessarily recommend going.
No, I wouldn't go out the States right now. I might not be able to get back to it.
You know what's funny? So something happened early in the summertime, and with Trump and Iran, and then Iran was like, okay, we're gonna shut down travel. You cannot no longer come to Iran if you're from the United States. I remember the only thing I'm thinking is like, you know what? Let me go ahead and cancel those vacation plans to Iran. And don't want to, you know.
Who's going on vacation in Iran?
Nobody goes on vacation.
I've never heard that. That's new.
You see what I'm saying? So why does it matter? We're cutting off vacation to Iran. Buddy, nobody goes to Iran. Nobody, we're going to go on vacation to Iran.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to go to Iran when I was in the military. I'm like, you know what? We really got to go over there. Not feeling it. It's hot, you know. But that's something else.
No, I'm not.
All right. So United. What's something else? Do United has Biscoff cookies? That's how I gauge how the flights. The Biscoff cookies.
Yeah, that's a real thing, or at least some kind of pretzels. But I believe I did this, and I got some alcohol too, so it was a good experience.
Yeah, first class always gives you alcohol. All right, we're about to take a break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna get back on these airlines.
I flew Spirit from LA to Atlanta.
You said scary? Listen,
It was
Spirit-
last minute. It was the worst. It was terrible.
Spirit is like the RTD of airlines. This is.
I feel like I was in a lawn chair, dude.
It was last year, like you don't have any room, no space, nothing.
They charge you for every
Everything.
They charge you for your wallet. You bring your thing on, man. No,
Yo.
Spirit was the worst.
Yo, I got a lady fly from Spirit on the spot, man. Like my mom left her tablet on the computer on the airplane, And then we tried to go back and get it, and the lady's like, well, they can't get it, they're busy. Lady, it's like 16 workers up there, nobody's going back on Spirit. Can you just call somebody? Or they're busy. Well, how you know? You didn't call anybody.
Right.
Well, I just know what's happening. Like you don't know what's happening. Like, you know, we called corporate. And somebody, I just called corporate, somebody just happened to answer the phone. I was like, hey, this lady named Sandy right here is giving my mom the blues. She left her tablet. All we doing is telling her to radio up and get the goddamn tablet so we can be on our way. I'm running for Congress. That lady was fired. Somebody walked in like, hey, Sandy, yes? You can go home now, you're fired. I'm like, oh shit. My mom was like, oh, I can't believe we did that. I was like, you should have called me up here, Mom. This is what I do.
No, that's no. Spirit is just it's pretty much you gotta know, you gotta expect less from Spirit. When you fly Spirit, you can't expect.
That was my first and last time.
For Spirit, oh yeah,
That
I've
was
been
my
Spirit
first
since
and
then.
last. I never,
I never been Spirit.
You fell for the cheap ticket.
I'm telling you, I flew that under my
And it-
back.
She fell for the
and
cheap
it
ticket.
was last
$58,
minute.
you get what you pay
No.
for.
Man,
How you
wasn't-
get a
it
flight?
wasn't that
Hey, you get a flight $58 going from LA to New York.
Bro, I went to the chiropractor when I got back, bro.
Really?
Yeah, my back was it was the worst. It was to Atlanta, so I was like, what's that, like 4.5, 5 hours, something like that?
It was, yeah.
You guys were on the
was
same
fine.
flight?
I was- Man,
It's
it's probably the same
2013.
plane.
That was
Have you been on a Spirit flight?
Never.
Don't.
Their chairs are literally like still with just like a pad over it. Like that's it. They're like I'm not even exaggerating. Like it's a still and they don't even recline. They don't recline.
Wow.
Yes, sir. They don't
The
recline.
plane looks dim. The
That's
lighting.
crazy.
It's like not dim, but it just doesn't
Spirit is
look
this.
great. Doesn't feel.
You gotta be going down the street seriously.
Yeah.
Like Vegas with a carry-on. I'll take Spirit.
It's an hour.
But then we just got that's with a carry-on. They gonna still charge you $50 for a carry-on.
Right.
$50
They charge
for
for
a carry-on.
every bag. 25 for the first bag, 35 for the next bag, or is it 35 for the first
They
bag?
was trying to charge 49
And 40, and then the something was like 45. It was crazy.
I really go.
Couldn't be more than 50 pounds. Or carry on couldn't be a certain. Have you been on a private jet?
So yeah, when you fly Spirit, you get what you pay for. I mean, like, they tax you for every single thing that you do whenever you go. You want to talk to a gate agent, $15. You want to check a bag, another $35. You got to carry on, $25. If you want food, $55. Like, they try to get you with those cheap prices, and the airplane is garbage. I think the only thing that Spirit has going for them is that the airplane is bright yellow, so they're never going to crash. You're never going to crash. You're never going to have a mid-air collision with a Spirit airplane because it's bright yellow. Who's going to miss a bright yellow aircraft? You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, when you pay $58 for a flight, I mean, like, what do you expect? I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So, shout out to Spirit Airlines, whatever. Whatever. But Delta's my absolute favorite. I like Delta. I flew Alaskan Airlines one time. You know what I'm saying? Alaska Airlines is good. Never had any troubles. It's just like the flight attendants, after they give you your food and your alcohol, they don't even want to talk to you anymore. They're like, yeah, all right, we'll be back to pick up the trash, ask me questions. Then it's like, well, the flight will be over. That's the point, And so I kind of like that. So what are your thoughts on? What are your thoughts on Spirit Airlines? What do you think about that?
Like I said before, you got to know what you're getting yourself into when you fly Spirit. You can't have a high expectation. I think that's going to help you survive the flight. I feel like they fly slower too. I don't know. I feel like it's on our day. Yeah, I feel like they fly a little bit slower than the other planes. But yeah, Spirit
They
is.
fly lower too, huh? It's like, dude, come on, why you sweet? Why you swerving through buildings on the airplane, man? Come on, get it together.
Anything over 2 hours with Spirit, it might cost you a visit to the chiropractor. Personally, my flight was like 4.5, 5 hours, and when upon my return, I immediately went to the chiropractor. Seriously.
What happened?
Just had back problems. I don't know if people, I'm sure people listening right now has flown Spirit before, and they know how their seats are. Their seats are still.
Listen, if you black, you definitely flown Spirit. I don't know not one black person who have not flown Spirit. And if you have never flown Spirit and you're black and you over 21, please Send me an email, joe@joeconferencecongress.com. I want to hear this story.
Yeah, and honestly, everybody should get their own. Everybody should try spirit at least once, so just one time, just so you can, it's just one of those things you got to experience with everybody else.
Yeah.
Find spirit, but definitely, like I said, anything over an hour, 2 at the max, you're asking for, a problem, and you're asking for a little bit of anxiety.
Just anxiety for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of anxiety.
My spirit get PTSD.
A couple like the seats don't recline back, which is
They don't.
recline back.
They like got lawn chairs inside of Spirit Air.
And I thought that was like a standard airplane thing, is that they recline back. So that's my take on Spirit. We could just stop right there. The seats don't recline back. So I think that's it right there. I think that's the.
And tell everybody how they can find you. And tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, you can find me at QB News. You can find me and the radio station at the Big News Radio. I am a radio personality, motivational speaker, and I also own the Big News Radio Network, which is a news and talk radio station as well as a sports station. So we have 2 stations. Download the app right now while it's free, because it won't be free in the next couple months. So get your free experience now. I tell everybody, because it won't be free if you.
So how'd you get started with the Good News Radio? I think that because you inspired me, then I turned around and inspired you, right? Because I was not gonna do radio until they were like, hey man, you do a radio show, and I was like, sure. Didn't know what I was getting to. Let me call Keith real quick, because he does this on a regular basis. I seen him do it.
Man, I just started out my room. I actually didn't have no mics. I just picked up my cell phone. It was like a conference call that we called in to listen to. And I was doing that for 6 months on my room, and I just never stopped. Here we go, 5 years later.
That's legit.
So that's the less than 30-second version.
You know what? I think that's the story that everybody can relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's definitely inspiring. Not only to myself, but to a lot of people. Because I remember when I first came to him, like, yo, what did it take to do a podcast? I think I'm interested. And he was like, bro, it's a lot of work. You got to do that. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm cool on that. But
Here you are.
the offer to get a radio show, right? 2 radio shows, and here we are, looking up to you, you're looking up to me, and I think this is an example that everybody can look up to. Period. Make sure you follow me, joecollinsforcongress.com, Collins for Congress 43, Instagram, Facebook. Stay blessed. Peace.
Thanks, Mike. All righty.
All right, thank you.
Were you nervous your very first show?